You know, they've changed around downtown so often and so much that some of the stuff that they put here, I kind of wonder, what are they thinking about? Like this set of stairs. I mean, I'm gonna go up it just to get a good view around. It is kind of nice, I guess. But all that to say, you climb up, you look around, just to get a good view of the Bonaventure Expressway and all the traffic and construction around here. Yeah, other than that, that's all it is. If they had like a giant slide that you could go down, then that would just be plain awesome. Maybe a giant water slide too. Whatever the case, it is what it is. This is the Wandering Yuki Cheese Cafe doing another Wandering edition. And full disclosure, if I sound different, it's because I got some high-tech equipment now for my speaking abilities, a microphone. I don't know how I haven't done this a while ago. Should have got it ages ago. And yeah, it's Thanksgiving Monday, not much going on. Actually, I have another day off, so I'm taking advantage to do a wander around another part of town. As much as I can walk around downtown, there's always something new to discover. What am I gonna do today? I guess I'll take a look at Griffintown. Get a load of this. I've always talked about how city workers are kind of trigger happy when it comes to building condos, but this area seems to be the part where it really started to get out of hand. So I've noticed that they were doing a lot of developing over here. Probably not the worst thing to do because it was really empty back in the day. I mostly remember this, like if I was to look around, I'd be willing to bet based on some of the older buildings that this was a very industrial area, like in the late 19th century, 20th century. But now they kind of made it like a little cozy neighborhood. A lot of condos, obviously, like I said. Plenty of nice little shops that showed up as well. But also looks like it's non-stop, as you can see around here. Blocked up. I feel like construction's gonna be never ending. Just when you think they're done one project, they're gonna open up like 20 at the same time and never get it done. Come to think of it, it is October. Orange cones are everywhere. Orange is a sign of Halloween. So people, Hollywood, if you're running out of ideas, if you want to find, ooh, I'm actually blocked. Okay, let's try that again. So Hollywood, if you're running out of ideas for horror movies, forget about Invasion of the Body Snatchers. How about Invasion of the goddamn Construction Zone? Ugh, what a mess. Yeah, this route is not going to be as prestigious as I was previously anticipating, but I'm going to venture my way through here and hope for the best. Well, that was kind of a mess to have to walk through. Industrial around here. Anaheim Factory. Monofiga. Okay, some new shops coming up around here. Not bad. I think I see like a coffee shop too. There's some alright stuff, I'll admit it. It just feels run down again and constantly under construction. That's not to say there aren't any point of interest around here, because there are some cute places, and I'm going to be getting to one of those places. I might be mistaken, actually. Yeah, doesn't look like it's here any longer. I'll admit, I haven't been around here in the last 2 years, so much might have changed. Well, I guess I could explain what I was trying to find. Over on that spot was a little cafe that I tried out ages ago that was called MR63. So MR63 seemed like it was the appropriate name too, because the shop was outdoors, but the interior of it, the coffee shop itself, was actually made from old refurbished Metro cars. And, well, just to give you a bit more background about that, MR63 was the code for the original Metros when it was opened in 1966. So if you've been riding the Metro for years, you would have heard a few cars that had that really loud, whiny whistle when it was starting up. Those are the ones that eventually got dismantled into the 2010s. And those cars have actually been in the hands of some private collectors for a few things. It might have ended up around Lachine in the park. But in this case, someone had actually taken those cars and then converted into a coffee shop, which is kind of clever. And the one thing I did remember drinking over there was a lemon coffee, oddly enough. I never would have guessed that lemonade and coffee would have gone together, but it was actually pretty tasty, especially on a warm day. Oh yeah, I forgot I had some video footage from that back in the day, before the Cheese Cafe had really come up. Crystal Head Vodka. I think that's Dan Aykroyd's vodka. It's supposed to be a bit healthier, or it's like some ingredient that's not supposed to be in there that's bad for you. I'm not assuming that vodka is supposed to be healthy to begin with. Adonis, Winners, SAQ. It seems like this was a mall that was built in recent years. And Winners was one of those stores that around 2017 when HMV was closing, they seemed to have sprung up a lot. Like about a good 200 of them opened in Quebec, so they really had a big expansion around. Hey, if retail can survive that way with that expansion, go for it. Part of me wants to go get a coffee over at the McDonald's there, but every time I go, I have a bad experience. I don't have any intention of going to the Mad Clown Parlor, as I like to call it these days. Great, Restaurant Moretti. Pretty neat spots I've been to ages ago for a Christmas party. Good food there, decent portions, decent wine as well, and a good selection of brews on tap. Main thing I remember is that the wine, well, I think it might have been served quite a bit to the point it's like serving water. People really enjoyed it. And now I'm on the corner of Peel and Wellington. In fact, if I was to continue up Wellington, eventually I get to the Wellington Plaza over in Verdun. That might actually be a worthy trip for the next time, and another reason to explore a microbrewer that I was talking about ages ago. I just saw a place that's called Blonde Coiffeuse, or like the blonde hairdresser in Griffintown. What is that supposed to imply? If you go there for a blunt, does that mean you're gonna smoke one? Or does that mean that the people who work there are so blunt they're gonna tell you you're an idiot while you're getting the cut? Unprovoked, of course. Yet another construction condo over here. And judging by the outside of it, it looks like they're using spray foam insulation. Not like the typical fiberglass like I had used on my attic. Spray foam, especially if you're using like the close cell, which is a bit more rigid, actually gives you a better R value. Like, you're probably gonna get like maybe R value of 3 per inch. This is gonna be like 6 per inch, so definitely better bang for your buck, but it comes as a cost. But yeah, that's part of the mess I'm looking at here as I go across on Patrick Street to the Lachine Canal, which I'm kind of getting a good look at right now. Yep, not a bad view, I suppose. And one thing I remembered seeing on the Lachine Canal, or at the very least hearing about, is the Saint-Ambroise Brewer. Everyone said that had an amazing terrace to go to. It'd be worth checking out one day. Only catch, even though it's warm, it is getting towards the end of spring slash, well, not spring, I'm not going back in time. We're mid-fall after all. So who knows how long that terrace will be open for. And I prefer sitting outside to have a drink. And, yeah, even more of a mess up here. So judging by the look of this here, this appears to be a future track for the light rail that they've been building since 2018, 2019, I want to say. Of course, with the pandemic, it seems like that the whole purpose of having this light rail is defeated now. Because I'm sure a lot of companies, even when things get back to relative normalcy, whatever normal will be eventually, they're probably going to still have a lot of people willing to work from home more so than in the past. Your mileage may vary, of course, but that's my guess. You're not going to have as much traffic here as like in the old days. Yeah, it's not often I'm on this south side of downtown, I have to admit. There is one or two other items I feel like is worth pointing out too. One of the reasons I would have come to this place in the past was actually because of a microbrewer. Yeah, anything I do for good beer. Well, or for love, or for you, depending on if you're a Bryan Adams fan or a Meatloaf fan. But on to my right is the Four Origins brewer that a friend of mine had told me about a while back. And I'm happy to see that it's actually available too, in stores in a can. So even though I wasn't coming to pubs for a drink for a lot, this place, I was still able to do it in the comfort of my own home. And there were some pretty good ones I've highlighted in the past vlogs. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like it's open, so I won't be able to partake in any pub-related activities now. So let's keep moving on. Un monde de possibilités, CrossFit Wonderland. Very interesting. just walk up to it, stand under the sign, just say, well, anyway, here's Wonderwall. Well, somehow or another, I kept walking around, didn't know exactly where I was going, because, you know, sometimes that does happen. I walk, I get lost, and then discover stuff. I ended up around the Lachine Canal after all, and this is like the furthest south of the 1000 I've been in a long, long time, so kind of nice. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to pose for my cover photo. You know, that's important business. It's serious shit, people. Okay, I think I'm going back into old habits now for my wandering days. The old days I would have just taken a turn, see where it takes me, end up getting lost, and somehow just keep walking and walking until I find familiar territory. The only difference is now I actually have a camera and a mic, so I'm able to capture that now for everyone to see. So I've been keep walking along the west of the canal. I really don't know where I'm going. It's one of those directionless days on a day off. I just wanted to lose myself too. Eventually I'll hit something and then decide I should probably head back home. Interesting. I've seen townhouses around, but this kind of architecture is like something I don't ever see anymore, if at all. First time for anything. There's something like in red down there that's catching my attention. I don't know what it is. I'm gonna find out around there, and then we'll see what happens. And this is Steel Company of Canada. Really? This building under construction is what I was drawn to? Bloody hell. Okay, I'm getting into familiar territory now. Kept walking along the canal, and now I've made my way close to Atwater. Because I think I'm somewhere around the Atwater Market. And I remember I was here last week getting some sausage to get some jambalaya whipped up. Didn't even think I'd end up here today, but here we are. Maybe it's just gonna be time to get a coffee or some beverage. Either something to wake me up or mellow me out. Depends on my mood. I didn't realize I'm walking along Ambrose Street. So I feel like if I continued on upwards, I would be able to make it to the market eventually. No, not the market, the Saint-Ambroise Brewer. But that'll be for another time. And that was my walk around Griffintown. Eventually, I just made my way along St. Catherine Street and looked around downtown a little bit to enjoy some bubble tea, check out some clothing, because I'm actually trying to debate what I'm going to be doing for my Halloween episode. The one I did last year is going to be a pretty tough one to have to top off. I want to do better with that with my new production values. And of course, because it's the evening to finish off the long weekend, I'm going to do what I enjoy best. One brew, because we all know I love this stuff. Now, I'm doing something from Atwater Market, which, in case you haven't seen or you haven't watched my previous videos, let me give you a recap. Atwater Market seems to have a different kind of brew named after certain neighborhoods of Montreal. So you have your Van Horn, Préfontaine, you have Marché like Jean Talon. If I was to go along with the theme of my original walk, it would have been the Griffintown, a blonde one. But because I was looking around for a new one, I found this forest IPA that I had to try. I've got Lac des Castor, or Beaver Lake. I used to go there a bit when I was up in the walk along Mount Royal years ago, or if I was going to the cemetery to pay a tribute to some family that had passed away ages ago. Funny enough, the lake is right beside that cemetery, so it's like you can go pay your respects and then walk around the lake and then have some ice cream while you're at it. Very strange. Should probably go back again. So, A forest IPA. I know I've seen farmhouse IPAs before and other kinds. This one, judging by the color of it, is a little bit more amber than it is cloudy and unfiltered. So I'm guessing it's going to be like a standard issue IPA. So let's give this a good taste. Yep, regular hoppy, somewhat bitter. The IBU index is 55 on this, so it's definitely a hoppy one. And that's that. That was another good wandering on a sunny afternoon, and hopefully there's going to be plenty more wanders to come in the future, because I love exploring new areas. I love going to areas where I get to share some stories from my childhood or just share funny experiences and so forth. So thanks for watching, everyone. And if you like this edition of the Wonderyuki Cheese Cafe, then just give this video a thumbs up. Thumbs up? Thumbs up. What's a thumbs up? Okay, let's try this again. Take 2. So everyone, thanks for watching this latest edition. If you like the Wonderyuki Cheese Cafe, be sure to hit that subscribe button below and give this video a thumbs up. And in the comments section, leave me a few suggestions or thoughts about this. I'm always up to new material. You can almost taste the mix of forest and beaver in this. Gotta love beaver juice.